Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new season here in One Hub Racing. Is the beginning of season 24. My name is, of course, Michael Edwards, going to be your lead commentator, and joining me once again, it was so nice that we had to do it twice. We brought back the pairing here for P2. Is myself and the one, the only, Omi Combs. Omi, how you doing, mate?
Hello, Michael. Hello, everyone. Great to be back for another season, my third season here at One Hub. And yes, you are stuck with me and Michael once again for another season. It's going to be a great season. Lots of exciting circuits and obviously a great driver lineup as well. I think this is going to be one of the best seasons we are going to see here at One Hub.
Yeah, absolutely. I could not agree more. And of course, round number one tonight sees us head to the Australian Grand Prix. We're here in Melbourne as we at the Albert Park Street Circuit. Of course, a very interesting circuit, as you can see there, 4 DRS zones. And obviously that is a very plentiful amount of DRS zones. One down in towards turn 1, one down in towards turn 3, one in towards the turn 9, 10 chicane, and then of course one down in towards turn number 11. 5.2 kilometers in length, 3.2 miles, 14 corners, 5 to the left and 9 to the right. 29 laps awaiting these guys on the C4, C3 and C2 compounds of tires. Of course, C4 the soft compounds, C3 the mediums, and C2 the hards. Of course, we've got intermediates and wets available for the drivers as well, but of course we do have some more things in play. Obviously we got the adaptive weather system that has come into play, so we now know what qualifying and the race conditions are going to be like as well. And I'm just going to say it, interesting for qualifying, and it's going to be intriguing to see what kind of who's going to be managing the conditions the best, because of course it is going to be raining in qualifying.
Yes, rain definitely going to add a lot of spice in the opening round of the season in qualifying, so we can get a bit of a mixed up grid, and then it does mean that we see a lot of action in the race. Big fan of this system, and we all know now what are going to be the conditions, and it will definitely spice it up. And then obviously it means that we do get a lot of different conditions all throughout the season, so we're getting a bit of all in this season. So that's one of the great things of this new system for this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, let us go ahead and show you the drivers that will be competing this season in P2. And we got some returning names here, and of course some new drivers that have come into the league as well. I don't think Donald was a part of One Hub last season. I don't think Brenner was either. So we got some new drivers, but we got some familiar faces as well. Some familiar faces from P2 last season as well. In Quinn, of course, Cam Rules as well. Ali B is in here. Cam K Mum is in here. We got Ghost 72 UK in here. We got Red Matt in here. Honestly, this grid is very, very competitive, I think, and I think we're gonna have a absolute insane championship battle this season.
Yeah, absolutely. The P2 tier, always one of the most exciting tiers as well, and you usually and also when the tiers obviously get announced as well, we usually hear quite a bit of the P2 tier, how close it's going to be, and it was close last season, so let's hope we're going to get another close season here. And there's definitely a few favorites for the title, but it's One Hub, so it's open, so it can really be absolutely anyone who can spring a surprise. And obviously some drivers may also improve as well from the last season. We've had obviously a bit of time before when we ended off in Austin, Texas, and now here in Australia, so definitely, I think we're going to see a lot of drivers improving. So we can see a few shocks, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a few of them as well. But we're about to get into the qualifying here with a wet qualifying as well to start the season here at Melbourne.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we jump into qualifying, obviously we have to shout out our sponsors, of course, at Next Level Racing, and of course Aztec, as well as Pure Sim Gear. Of course, on top of that, we'd like to also shout out our partners at Vespertin for Elite Racing Team, ERT, and of course with Sim Grid as well. Massive thank you to our sponsors and partners throughout the league, and of course I think there's no better thing to do now but to jump into qualifying itself. And let's go ahead and let's get into the action right now. In qualifying, it is going to be light rain to get us underway here, but honestly these guys are not going to have a huge amount of time before it goes to heavy rain. And will anyone be able to get out on a set of inters nice and early before the conditions change?
Yeah, that's the lovely thing about this one, this qualifying session. The action comes to you in the important laps. Usually you would have some time to bide your time a bit in the qualifying session, have a few banker laps, and then really go for some push. However, in this qualifying now, we have the drivers immediately already in these tricky conditions, having to get up to grips very quickly, set a lap as soon as possible, because the rain is going to be coming and the track conditions are going to get worse and worse. So these are going to be some of the best laps you see. Though the last few minutes, obviously a bit more, it's going to be really hard to set faster laps. So these are the best conditions right now for all of the drivers. So they're really going to have to get the laps perfect. And this is why we could get a bit of a mixed up grid with drivers not being able to find the lap time when required, and possibly going out there a bit too late. So there's a lot of possibilities for the drivers. So they have to. So it's a session that can give us a mixed grid. So I think this is going to be really exciting to see who can set a great lap first.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, this is where it's going to be interesting, because of course we know it's going to be a dry race as well. So these guys are going to be out there on a dry setup right now. So they are going to be struggling a bit in the heavy rain conditions. They might get away with it in the light rain conditions, but we're going to go on board with Donald, as he is going to be the first man to set a lap time here in a qualifying. So we'll come around the final corner with Donald now as we begin the first qualifying lap in P2 for season 34. Sorry, not 34, 24. There we go. My maths is terrible. But down at turn number 1, Donald not getting too much onto the inside curb there, keeping it nice and calm through turn 2. Now, DRS usually would be wide open on the run down in towards turn number 3, the next braking zone. And of course, this will be a key overtaking opportunity for plenty of drivers in this race. But Donald right now going through turn number 4 as we approach the right-hander of turn number 5. Very easy to lose the car there if you get too much on the inside curb. Donald doing well to get through. 31.1 first sectors. We go through turns number 6 and 7. And now we go through the long right-hander of turn 8. And of course this will be a DRS zone running all the way down to the turn 9 and 10 chicane. And this is going to be very, very bold and brave stuff in these conditions, as the drivers really have to attack these corners to get the maximum out of this out of that chicane. But down in towards turn number 11 now with Donald, 90-degree corner, and of course a lot of side-by-side action that we do get through there. And of course through turns 12, bringing down now in towards turn number 13, third gear, the gear of choice there for Donald. And around the final corner, very tentative on the throttle, now full power on the exit, and to the line we will go with Donald, and it's going to be a 27.8 to get us underway here in qualifying.
Yep, absolutely. However, it's Aixlock who has beaten him though over the whole lap as well. And now Lukey comes in now with a 1 minute 27.130. So the lap's starting to come in, and these are crucial laps because this could be the grid if the conditions do start to get worse very quickly. So now all of these laps really important for every single one of these drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. As goes across the line there with a 28.9, so not the best lap there. On board with NSX Brea coming through the final corner now in the papaya orange McLaren as we come to the line with the McLaren driver, and it's going to be a 27.5, push him up into P4. And look at how close it is already in qualifying. We got several drivers on a 0.5, we got a couple on a 0.7. But the man on top right now is the Scuderia Ferrari of Luki with a 27.1. As we have coming to the line very soon, we have Lawrence for the final sector. Now I think we have also Jordan coming to the line, so we'll keep an eye on Jordan, see where he goes up the order, and he's going to be up to P10 for Jordan. For the final corner now comes Lawrence in the Alfa Romeo. Now to the line he'll come, and it's going to be a 28.1.
Yes, absolutely. As well, so apologies by the way if I do cut out at all, as I'm struggling to hear Mike at times, so we are having some issues as well due to all of the weather and all that right now currently. But 12 minutes to go in this session, exactly what Luke wants, and Ferrari as well, first and fourth at the moment, and Luke having the already coming back into the pit lane, but with a great lap straight away coming in there, already clear off the field with a good margin. So great stuff by him. But and remember, the track's just going to get worse and worse from here. So great stuff from him. So he could find himself on pole, but there's going to be a few laps coming in, like Red Matt, as he comes over the line to take P1.
Yeah, Red Matt there showing Luki he's not going to get his own way at all, as Red Matt jumps up into provisional pole position. And honestly, I mean, looking at the sector times, obviously Red Matt has the quickest first sector. The quickest middle sector is ERT Justin, and then the quickest final sector is Axlock in the Red Bull racing car. But it is Red Matt that does have the best lap time so far with a 27.0, as we are still waiting for times to come in from Wace. We're waiting for times to come in from Tristan, and of course ERT Thomas in the Alpha Tauri. As we're going to jump on board with another driver on a flying lap right now. I believe Ferrari's a little bit further up the order, so we'll jump on board. In fact, no, that is Luki on an out lap, so we'll go back on board with Luki's teammate Waitsy. And honestly, looking at the teams coming into this season, I think Ferrari very strong, and in my opinion are my favourites for the constructors.
Definitely. Already proving to be quick out of the box, and yeah, definitely having two good drivers as well. So I think definitely we're some of the favourites right now, as well as we see Ramit come into fourth position as he sets a lap as well there. But Ferrari definitely looking like one of the quick teams right now, with both drivers performing very well at the start of this qualifying session. So yeah, we could see when we get to the end of the season, Ferrari as the constructors champions with how their pace is going, but it can all easily change.
Yeah, absolutely. Waitsy losing a bit of time in the middle sector there, so it's borderline with an improvement so far for the Scuderia Ferrari driver as he comes through turn number 12 now, in towards turn number 13, getting the car slowed down, turned in around the left-hander, and now through the final corner of turns number 14. To the line will come Waitsy. Is this going to be an improvement for the Scuderia Ferrari? Up to the line, and it is, and it does improve him up into P5, just ahead of Justin.
Yeah, absolutely. So good improvement there by him as well. And we are going to see a few more drivers now on out laps as they all try push, but most of them trying to hold onto the car. A lot of them getting really, really close to the wall. We have Quinn, who's about to begin a lap as he makes his way through the final corner. Now and down towards turn number 1.
Yeah, as he crosses the start finish line to begin his lap. Breaking down in the Red Bull racing car, coming through turns 2, and that's an invalidation there for Quinn. This went a little bit too deep, and yeah, just didn't turn in enough, I don't think. As on board with Lawrence, Lawrence is the second down. Ali B has invalidated his lap. We're on board with Donut. I think Donut there with a 2.5 tenth improvement there, but it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to be coming out on top here, as it looks like Axel purple in the first sector, but wasn't able to find any time. As we'll go back on board with Donut. Donut actually now purple in the first sector, so taking that purple first sector away from Axel there, and in fact the track is improving right now, so guys want to get out there on track. As I think my GoCom unfortunately is having a few connection issues, so we'll try our best to keep it going until he's able to get back, and I think he is back now. Oh me, how is everything? How's everything? Is the internet holding up good?
Yeah, seems like the weather outside causing a few issues right now. But yeah, luckily, you still have Mike when I do have a few technical issues to keep you all entertained, as we are going to be seeing John over the line and to the front of the field. Great lap by him.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic lap from Donut there. And we do have Funky, who's purple in the first sector, 2.5 times up in the middle sector, and oh, big snap at the rear there for Funky as he comes to the line now. And in fact, no, he's way off his time, and I think he made a big mistake when we jumped on board with him. So yeah, must have lost it in the fast left right of turn 9 and 10. But we're going to try and jump on board with someone who is on a flying lap. We got Justin that's just starting his lap, so we're still on board with the Mercedes. Obviously his teammate Jordan down in 13th place, and Mercedes is going to be an interesting pairing because I mean, Justin, as we know, is a very good driver as well. I don't believe I have seen Jordan Lane around before, but it's going to be interesting to see the pairing that Justin invalidates on his lap, so that's the lap over for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are going to be seeing, I haven't seen obviously Justin, Jordan as well. So will be interesting to see how he gets on. Always interesting with the new drivers all coming in to see how they are going to get on. But that could be an interesting pairing as well. But right now, it does seem like the weather may start getting worse soon, and it might already be getting a tiny bit more worse for the drivers. So it may be a bit harder to find some lap times, as Cam Rules has gone for a little bit of a spin.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Cam Rules. I was just on board with Red Mac there. Red Mac in a bit out of shape, coming through turns 5 and through turn 6. Not ideal there as the back end stepped out, and then on board with Lukey now in the first sector, and Lukey is 6 tenths off. I think qualifying's over and done with. I think it's too wet now.
Yeah, I think that is it for qualifying. Now it's going to be really, really tricky for the drivers to find improvements, and I think we probably will be seeing a lot of drivers now, if they do try push, possibly spinning out, as we are already seeing. But it's going to be hard now to find a lap and find an improvement. And luckily for them, though, they did get a good chunk of the session to do so. But now it's just getting a bit too bad for them. So it seems like that is going to be, and this is going to be the order.
Yeah, and just a quick little update in the chat right there, ERT Casper saying Jordan Lings is ERT Jordan. So we are aware of Jordan, we just wasn't aware of the name change. But yeah, Jordan there is ERT Jordan. So there we go. We have commentated over Jordan before, and we know Jordan's pace. So that is definitely. I mean, I said it was going to be an interesting pairing. That's even more of an interesting pairing now that I know it's ERT Jordan.
Yes, definitely much more of an interesting pairing now, as well as Thomas went for a little spin. Lot of drivers now heading straight back to the pit lane. They know they can't find an improvement now. Some still going for it, like Axelock still making his way now down towards turn number 1, but a lot of them now starting to make their way back in, and the first few drivers starting to retire, with Lawrence now retiring. Now in Alfa Romeo as Axelock spins and loses it into the wall.
Yeah, and that's going to be the issue for these guys. So, of course, they're going to be running dry setups as well. And as the rain gets harder, it's going to be more difficult to keep it on track. And it's just one of those things where a dry setup in these conditions just not going to work. You're not going to have the downforce that you need to get through in the wet conditions. And maybe even, you might have lower ride height than that for the car. So you might not have the ground clearance that you need as well with the rain.
Yeah, absolutely. As well as Waitsy now hanging onto the car on the full wets, as it has now turned fully to full wet conditions. So looking more towards the back, Thomas doing all he can to try find a lap, but it's a bit too hard now out there. So he will be starting at the back with how difficult it is on the circuit. So he was one of the drivers who wasn't able to find a lap time earlier on at the crucial point. So he's going to have a lot of work to do in the race, 29 laps to do so for all of these drivers. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Bit of a mixed up grid, so we can see some of these drivers moving up and a lot of position changes. And it's going to give us a thriller with 4 DRS zones. I think it's going to get really, really tight.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan in the chat as well, giving us a little bit of an update. What's called saying that he's been away from league racing, so he changed his name, and I can understand. And trust me, I've stepped away from league racing as well. I just want to chat on league racing now instead. So I understand, Jordan. But yeah, the name threw me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. As well, obviously, as we thought with some other drivers, a lot of drivers do come in to the league as well. So not always short, but we have just under 1 minute and 30 seconds to go on the clock. And then qualifying will be over. A few more drivers still out on the circuit. The race already confirmed. We know that is going to be dry. So just really driving around right now on those full wet compound tyres. They won't be needing that in the race at all. So just having a bit of fun out there for the majority of them right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're just trying to get a bit of screen time, I think. As we got just under a minute to go now in qualifying. Wait to see the only man out on track on those wet compound tyres. Everyone else is in the pits and or retired from the session. It's going to be an interesting race. I mean, the guys at the front, I honestly would have thought would have been up there anyway. I would have predicted, Red Matt being up there. I would have thought Lukey would have been up there, and obviously Waitsy as well. Justin, I knew would have been in and amongst it, and even Camke on his day, absolutely fantastic as well. So Camke, one to keep an eye on, because Camke's always been consistent in the race as well. So keep an eye out for Camke, man.
Yes, definitely keep an eye out for him. Keep an eye out for any driver. Anyone can spring out a surprise. But there we go then. We're going to tick down 2-0. And there we go as we see Barra come across the line. And there's your grid for the opening round of the season.
Yeah, and we'll run you through the grid order ASAP. So it is Donner that takes the first pole position of the season with a 1 minute 26.9. A 10th clear of Red Matt, who will join Donner on the front row. Lukey in P3 with Axlock in P4. Rabith in P5 with Waitsy in P6. Justin in P7 with Brewer in P8. Cam came up in P9 and Ali B rounding out the top 10. Outside the top 10 we have Lawrence, Quinn, Jordan, Funky, Karen Rules, Ghost, Wace, Tristan and ERT Thomas bringing up the rear in 19th place. as we come back over to the commentary box. 2 seconds, and first qualifying session over and done with. I mean, very close, very close. Obviously, definitely tricky conditions. I assume in the dry, the drivers will be even closer than what they were in the wet. But this is just going to shape up to be a fantastic season, I think, already.
Yes, already shaping up to be a fabulous season, and we are about to get going. No formation lap, so we're going to be straight into the action. So when we look to the 5 red lights, we're going to be moments away from the season getting underway, and an interesting opening lap ahead of us as well. So I think this is going to be really, really frantic, especially when the DRS does get open. 4 DRS zones around this circuit. I think we could see a lot of contact, of course. Some of these drivers maybe not racing for a while, and then obviously still a few mistakes can happen. So I think we can expect to see some contact around, especially a tight circuit like this, where even if there is 4 DRS zones, especially if you're on a DRS train, you have to be brave to make moves around this circuit. There is no easy move as well, unless you're really close behind going onto the straight, and the car ahead of you does not have DRS. So I think we can expect to see a tiny bit of contact, but mainly I think we can expect to see a lot of interesting racing going on. And do remember, 2 stops are still mandatory, so that continues on from last season. So we're still going to have a lot of interesting strategies playing out for the drivers, so a lot to keep an eye on in the opening round of this season.
Yeah, absolutely mandatory to stop for all these drivers, which is going to make the strategy a little bit intriguing, because all the drivers will have all of the dry compound tires available to them, and they're all going to be absolutely fresh as daisies, because of course they will not use in qualifying. Still waiting for the drivers to get their setups and everything. I'm going to say get their setups and everything. Yeah, I mean like their race strategies now. Maybe like do a tweak on the front wings now. But here we go now as we transfer over to those 5 red lights to get underway here for season 24. 5 red lights out, and we are underway. And I don't think, yeah, there we go. There, I was wondering then what was going on with the audio and why I couldn't take control of anything. But there we go. We are racing again. It was a poor start there for Donner as Redmat and Lukey jumped the Williams already down into P3. Is Donner as we got a bit of side-by-side action coming through turn number 3 with Ramif and Kamke down the inside into turn number 4. Kamke Mum up the order into turn number 4. You'd love to see it. And that is Kamke up into P5. Axlock there in P4. Ramif down into P6. Interesting split in the tyre compounds that these guys have gone for. And I believe Justin with a drive-through penalty. I just want to confirm that. No, 3 seconds. So there we go. Yeah, 3 seconds here for ERT Justin here on lap number 1, and that is not ideal for the Mercedes.
Yeah, not ideal as well, as Donner is going to try pull a move on Luke. He's going to go to the inside line as well on the soft compound of tyres, so he's going to try and overtake. It's going to get close to contact between the pair of them, but it looks like Luke is just going to stay ahead as well, tiny bit wide for Cam Mum, but they're all together, and Cam Mum trying to have a go on X-Lock, who does run a tiny bit wide just in case if the Haas is coming up the inside, but he's not. He decides to sit behind and wait.
Well, I'll tell you what, Redmat is at the absolute start of dreams. Got into the race lead, and now 3 seconds clear of Lukey in P2. So Redmat is absolutely flying at the front, but here comes Donut now as he draws alongside and will look around the outside. Obviously going to try and outbrake the Ferrari. Little bit of contact there on the front wing there for Lukey, but Donut now up into P2 in the Williams, and Lukey potentially with an opportunity of coming back here in towards turn number 6, thinks better of it, and potentially a warning picked up there for the Scuderia Ferrari.
Yeah, absolutely, and X-Lock is now going to try pull the move as well. You can see he's using a bit of ERS. He knows it's crucial. He doesn't want to let Donner get away. Is he going to try and go around the outside? He could get boxed in, possibly going down to the braking zone.
Around the outside goes Axler, and yeah, backs out of that move in the end, and that's compromising because here comes Kamke now. Kamke gonna come straight through, look around the outside in towards turn number 11 as Axel tries to outbrake down the inside, but that Haas just had the superior grip around the outside there. And look at Ramif now trying to look around the outside of turn 13. Should have the inside for turn 14, but no, doesn't want to stick the nose in there. Smart driving there from the McLaren. But he's
Yeah,
have to
fabulous racing.
compromise there.
Yeah.
Ali being now alongside him, and Ali is boxed in and has nowhere to go. Has to get the room as well to Ramif on the inside, and they get through perfectly fine. Ramif though, big snap on the exit, and that's going to allow Lawrence and Waitsy to get through.
Yes, absolutely incredible racing here as Ramit being overtaken right now as well, and that got really tight. Boxed in was Ali B as both Alfa Romeos in 6th and 7th right now on different strategies, but they're all having to make the moves, and as I said, it's no simple move. They're all struggling to make moves at some parts of the circuit, and it means that you could be going from the attack all the way to the defense. DRS is now enabled.
Yep, DRS now enabled as Waste picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, as well as we got the Alfa Romeos closing up with each other as Donna and Lukey there trading positions. But look at Cam K coming through. Cam K now onto the podium position. If he can outbrake and try and go around the outside, similar. Oh, as Donna's missed his breaking point, and he's gone deep into turn 11. And heartbreak there for the Williams. Rejoins down in P7. And Waitsy now on the back of Donut.
Yeah, absolutely not what Donut wanted. And these guys are all losing time right now. And Redmat is saying thank you very much. 5.6 seconds. He's onto something here in round 1 with the strategy right now. Pulling away from everyone as they all do battle. And has there been some issues? No, not for Funky. There has been some issues as well at the back with Cam Rules, I believe.
I mean, both the Williams and the Alpine were together on track, so I'm not going to say if it was contact or not, but you know, I mean, it was in a difficult part of the circuit to really go side by side, and I know both of those drivers very well. They will try and go side by side there, so it'll be interesting to see if there was contact between, but it was both of the Welsh lads in Wace and Cam Rules there that were caught up in that incident.
Yep, absolutely. As Cam came up now on the back of Lucas, he tries to make a move. Tristan as well getting his way past Ghost. Jordan gets past Gwyn, who's trying to keep his foot in, and then had to really get out of it before there was any contact there as well for him. But all of them running really close together. Can Donut have a look up the inside line of Lawrence? No. So he's still behind as Axelog gets his way past Cam Kimum.
Yeah, Axel gets through up into P3, and you got Ali B on the back of Cam Kimum now as well. Honestly, I don't know what Redmat has eaten for his breakfast this morning, but this man is 6 seconds clear of the rest of the field on lap 5.
Yeah, he is absolutely flying right now, and he's pulling away from everyone else. So he is really doing well right now as we see Thomas come into the pit lane and retire.
Yeah, unfortunate day for Thomas retiring from the race this early on. Not ideal for the Alpha Tauri team, and not ideal for the first race of the season for Thomas himself. I'm sitting on board with Axlock as Axlock is closing up to Lukey, but Lukey getting a better exit out of turn 9 and 10, as I believe we had Donna getting through on the Alfa Romeo of Lawrence there, and Lawrence actually falling down behind Waitsy. Is there any damage whatsoever on Lawrence's car? I'm not too sure, but another thing that is back for this season is, of course, the TAS system. So we get to see the tyre wear of what these drivers are actually on. So we get a little bit more insider knowledge here on me.
Yes, we absolutely do as well. Don't think there's any front wing damage for Lawrence. He was trying to make a move on his teammate, but then that allowed Donut to slip up the inside. He's all out of shape as Donut, as we are now going to see Waitsy make the move on him, and also possibly Ali B to the inside of Cam K Mum. Can the Alfa Romeo keep it together just about? But yeah, these drivers all trying to make some moves, and here comes Waitsy to the inside line, and he moves up to 5th place.
Donut as well trying to get through as well. Donut onto the grass, going so far wide now. Lawrence back through on Donut as well in the background, as everything now is calming down again.
Yes, absolutely. As can Lock make the move for second position. He's going to go round the outside line and he's going to have it with the DRS as well. And similar story for Waitsy as he moves up to fourth.
Yeah, and that is now a third and a fourth place for the Scuderia Ferraris as they are both on a set of the mediums as well. So they're getting the slower tyre out of the way early, shall we say.
Yep, Ramit and Lawrence side by side, and Ramit gets his way past on the Alfa Romeo. At the same time, we have Berra to the inside of Donnet, whose race seemed very good earlier on. Now it's starting to go downhill as the McLaren goes around the outside. The Alfa Romeo dives it into the pit lane, not the only one. We have Cam Kimmerman and Waitsy diving it in as well, but Berra gets his way through.
Yep, lap number 7 of 29. We got our first group of pit stoppers coming through, and Waitsy going on a set of the hard compound tyre, set of mediums for Cam K, Lawrence and Quinn. And obviously we got Justin and Waits on the set of the hards from an early pit stop, and obviously Cam K at the back with a set of mediums on, as Justin's actually going to get through on Quinn. So Quinn rejoining down in P16 there. Not ideal for him as Donald's on the back of Burr as they come through with DRS now to run down in towards the left-right chicane of turns 9 and 10.
Yep, absolutely. As well as we see Tristan get his way past on Funky as well, and Cam K Mum getting his way past on Waitsy, who's on the hard compound of tyres.
Honestly, this is going to be so intriguing now for these guys at the front when they're going to make a pit stop. Because they need to get an undercut to try and do something to claw back this time that Red Mat has on them. They got to do something. They got to try something.
Yes, they do have to try something as well, as we now see Ramit to the inside of Ali B, and he gets that position, but he's going to maintain that position. There's a bit of lag there, and I thought Ali B was heading straight into the wall there, as Lukey gets past Lock, or does he?
I mean, he's still side by side coming through turns 3 and into turn 4, but Lukey does get that position, does get the move done, and now should have the grip on those mediums to try and claw the time back in, and that's done it out of the race. That's a full course safety car here on lap number 8. Full course safety car there as the Williams is out of contention, and that is big news if you are Wace and Cam Rules. Of course, been involved in an instance early on. In fact, I believe Cam Rules was close to getting lapped there by Red Mat. So yeah, I think Cam Rules would have been very pleased seeing the safety car come out.
Yes, he definitely will be very pleased as well. But now, big opportunity for the drivers to get pit stops out of the way as well. And Red Mat's gap, unfortunately, is going to come down to absolutely nothing. And it's just going to be car lengths on the restart for him. So all of his work is undone as we get our first interruption of the season here in One Hub. Medium set of compound going on for Redmat, his first of 2 pit stops that he'll be doing this evening.
Absolutely, and I'm just going to quickly check something. 2 seconds while we are under safety car conditions. I'm just going to check something on Sim Grid now with the rules of sex. I'm not sure whether being on the safety car counts as one of the mandatory pit stops anymore. Just gonna quickly fact check that.
Yeah, so one of the so that will be obviously crucial as well, and if it doesn't, then we may see some people forget. But but we already have all the way downwards 11th, all the way down to 17th, who have made 2 pit stops as well. So we'll get the ruling from Mike on that one and see whether will they have to pit again, or is that it for them, and are they able to, if they want to, go to the end of the race. But the top 10 all having done 1 pit stop so far. And Ali B on the soft compound tyre, so he's gone different to everyone else on this stint right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I am still scrolling through the rules of circuit, so it's a good job we are in the safety car conditions right now, and the racing has been neutralized for the time being. But remember, guys, if you are new here to One Hub Racing and you do want to get yourself involved, obviously you can join the Discord and look for the mid-season sign-ups when they do open. And of course,
Yeah.
you'll be able to potentially get your way onto the grid and get commentated on by myself and Omi. And there's nothing more fantastic than that.
Yes, absolutely. So definitely do join as well, because remember there is a bit of a waiting list sometimes as well. So the sooner you join, the quicker you will that you may be on the grid as well. So definitely do join the Discord to look out for some possible opportunities that do arise. So how the race stands right now: Redmat, Lukey, Axlock, Ramit, and Ali B. Of course, he's going to be on the attack straight after the safety car on the soft compound of tyres, so he should be having the best grip as well. But let's see if Redmat is going to be able to do what he did before and just pull away. But he'll need a battle to go on for second, and he'll need to rely on Ali B really battling a lot for second, because obviously Lukey, Axlock, and Ramit all on those medium compound of tyres, so the same compound of tyres. So let's see if they can stick with Redmat this time. It's going to be crucial, but Redmat displayed some amazing pace and earlier on, and he'll be looking to do the same thing again, but it may be a bit more hard to do so if there's not a lot of battling going on for second.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm unable to find anything on that, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm unable to find anything as it currently stands, but I'm not with my glasses. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait on that then and see. But right now, lap 10, still waiting on Cam Rules to catch up, but that's great for his race because, as you mentioned, almost a lap down, and if he was a lap down, then that would have been bad for him, because obviously the game doesn't let you unlap, but obviously he would have had the leader's pit anyway, so he may have gained a bit more with that. However, he's going to be now getting onto the back, and the safety car should be in the next lap, and the lap that we are going on to now, as we are making our way down the straight onto lap number 11. So we should be getting racing on lap number 12. So this should be the final lap behind the safety car, and then we'll be back, and then we should be back to green flag racing conditions as everyone has catched up.
Yep, everyone now has caught up to the back of the pack, so it looks like we will be back racing once again to begin lap number 12. We're still in the safety car conditions. Redmat leads the way. Of course, he would have been fuming that the safety car came out and obviously destroyed the incredible lead that he had in this race.
Yeah, absolutely as well. So he had a big gap, and it's all now been washed away. But I have to say, great stuff by Tristan. Started in 18th position, has found himself now up in 7th, and good stuff also by Ghost and Jordan as well. So a few drivers making their way up through the field. So that's what we love to see as well. A lot of drivers making moves, and let's see they'll be able to continue now in the race with the safety car, the whole field bunched up. So it could mean that we see more these guys continue going on the attack after a poor qualifying, and that's what we were talking about as well, that the safety car will be coming in. But with the qualifying, it can mix the grid up and leave a bit of the faster drivers near the back, and leave them with a lot of work to do in the race. But right now, let's see, this time, is Lukey and the rest of the field going to be able to keep with Redmat, as we're about to go back to green flag racing conditions.
Yeah, and now Redmat controls the pace, weaving to get some heat into those tyres as he backs up the pack. Of course, now it's going to be all about whether or not Lukey has the pace to keep with Redmat here on the same compounded tyre. Because remember, in the first stint, Lukey was on the set of the mediums, and of course Redmat was on the set of the softs. But here we go, Redmat has gone on the approach into turn 13, and Lukey has not been caught napping here. He has gone with him as well, as we get ourselves back on the way to green flag racing here on lap number 12.
Yep, and the man expected to be on the attack is on the attack, down to the first corner, and Alibi moves up to 4th position. He gets past Ramit as well. Berra with a bit of a slow getaway as we see Ramit try fight back as Justin picks up a 3-second time penalty, but Berra getting a bit of a slow getaway, already 1.1 second behind, but Tristan not able to punish him for that and make any sort of move on him. So it looks like they're all going to remain in order. Cam K Mum, oh, cars all over the road there as well, as we see Justin in 11th, Lawrence in 12th, and Cam K Mum seemed all out of shape, and it looks like Justin may have been involved in that as well, as Lawrence picks up a penalty, but getting a bit frantic in the mid-pack.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, unfortunately, I missed that, but we got Waitsy goes into the back of Justin as well for P11. Of course, now Lawrence and Justin with time penalties to their name. Not ideal for both of those drivers, as safety cars are quite frequent around the circuit, especially if someone does crash out through turns number 5 or through the fast left-right chicane of 9 and 10.
Yeah, absolutely. With that one as well, but Redman doing the same thing, pulling away from Lukey. He seems to have some great pace, able to do the same thing again, and now this Lukey won't have DRS on him, so he should just be able to continue pulling away, and obviously with the DRS, Axlock should have it, so they might do a bit of battling for second position. So Redman might be able to continue what he was doing in the safety car.
Here comes Waitsy on Justin for P11. Better run out of turn 2, around the outside now through turn number 3, as the Ferrari is going to get that position, and up in the P11 now goes Waitsy.
So good stuff there by Waitsy, 1.5 seconds to the next car, which is Lawrence, who does have a penalty right now in this race as well, and there's a penalty as well coming in for Justin, who currently sits in 12th position, and is trying to make a move on Waitsy. Is he going to be able to go all the way around the outside line? Let's see how brave he's going to feel. He's going to back out of it, not going to risk it down there. He still has some opportunities coming, so good decision not to risk contact.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with the fast left right chicane, unless you are so far alongside that you're slightly ahead going into the corner, not ideal to go side by side through there, as DRS has been enabled this lap. And my god, Red Mat is 2 seconds clear on the restart here, and he is absolutely flying at the front. This race, in my opinion, is Red Mat's to lose.
It absolutely is. He is right now flying, as we see Funky trying to get past Justin, and Waze is in there as well, and he's going to pick up the pace all the way around the outside. He'll turn it to the inside and he'll get 14th position. So the battling continues with the drivers in the lower end of the field, but the battling will be going on for second, not for first, as Redmat, as you say, it's his race to lose, and if it does go wrong, then it's going to be really unfortunate for him, because this has been an absolute domination. Starting second, took the lead in the opening meters of the race, and has not looked back since.
Yeah, as Waste gets through on Justin up to P13, now goes the Williams driver, but Justin could be under more threat here, as Funky does have DRS, but Funky a bit too far back to really try anything. Justin has to sit in behind the Williams car for the time being. Cam K in P12 there, as Waitsy's got onto the back of Lawrence now for P10. So Waitsy's showing some pace here in the midway stage of this race course, lap 15 of 29. We are now over halfway race distance. Waitsy on the back of Lawrence, not going to be close enough to try anything here, but maybe Tristan could have tried something in, but backed out of it on the looks of it. But back up towards the battle for P2. Axlock, closer than he's been in previous laps, could potentially get this move done with DRS.
Yeah, absolutely as well. So here we go. Is he going to now try and make this move? He's going to go to the outside line, and he should be able to get the position. As Campbell's picks up a penalty, he should be able to get the position before they go into the left-right as well, and he does. Up to second position he goes, and he's going to get DRS once again. Obviously one detection zone, so he gets DRS once again, and Ramit now trying to get past Ali B.
Yeah, Ali B did not have a good turn 9 and 10 there. Went a little bit deep on entry into turn 9, and that compromised Ali B through turn 10. And I was thinking Ali B could maybe launch an attack on Luki, but that run through those two corners just put Ali B on the back foot, and that has allowed Ramif now to get close to the back of the Alfa Romeo, and it means that the Ferrari is safe for this lap at least.
Yes, absolutely safe for this lap as well. And right now, does look like Red Map sticking around 2 seconds, so he's kind of got into a rhythm. But the main thing is he's not giving DRS to anyone. No one really has the pace to be battling with him, so he's got it all under control. So great stuff by him, as Tristan trying to close in on Berra for 6th position as well, who right now has over a second behind, and Ramit's gonna try make a move possibly.
I mean, he's had a little peek down the inside, but not going to commit to it, which is smart there for Ramif. Look for the better exit out of turn 10 on a bit of the battery, and of course using DRS. Not going to be close enough to make a move down in towards turn number 12. Turn number 11 there, as we go through turn number 12 now. As Lawrence managed to get through, I think Waitsy's made a big mistake, or he's just been overtaken with a double dose of DRS there by both Ghost and Lawrence.
They were running 3 wide momentarily on the brakes as well. And yeah, it did seem like he just got overtaken by both of them. Kind of like Ramit getting his way past Ali B. And Ali B, once again, is going to have the DRS. They both will have the DRS, but can Ali B fight back now with a bit of ERS as well?
And Cam Rules is around on the exit of turn 10. As you can see on the mini-map there, the Alpine causing a yellow flag in the back of the field. It's not been a good day for Cam Rules. He does not look comfortable with this track whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's retired to cause a 2nd safety car off the race.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if back end loss or whether it was a rage quit, but Cam Rules out of this race, and that does in fact bring out another safety car here on lap 17, which does mean the guys will be able to jump into the pits and then do the second pit stop if needed. But it's going to be interesting to see who's going to really challenge Red Matt here, because obviously, I mean, Luki has done medium so far, so Luki, I think, has to go into the soft shape.
Yeah, same with Ramit as well, and Berra. So there are a few drivers who could be going on that. So Ali B going on the soft compound of tyres. Red Matt having to go on the medium. So it might not be as easy for Red Matt, but let's see if he's still going to be able to control it with his pace. The driver behind will be Axelock. So you'll just have to hope that Axelock really slows them all up and they all do a bit of battle. And Red Matt needs to try and just get away, and he'll really need it with faster drivers coming behind on the soft compound of tyres. So he'll need to be careful of that. So with these safety cars it's not too easy for him. It's giving a lot of opportunities for absolutely everyone in a race where Red Matt has had the pace over everyone at every stage of the race. It might be a bit different in the end of this race, and a lot of curveballs being thrown at him, and it's going to be a hard one now for him to control it till the end. But he's had some great pace, so I wouldn't even be surprised if he manages to get away again and dominate now to victory.
Well, that's going to be the thing now, is how the likes of Luki and Ramif's pace on those soft tyres are going to match up to Red Matt's pace. Because Red Matt, I mean, it's just been in a league of his own pace-wise around here so far tonight. But this will be the first time where he's at a bit of a disadvantage now.
Yes, absolutely. So he will be at a disadvantage now, as well, as you say, as he gets a bit of a snap on the safety car restart, but all controlled obviously right now by him, only behind safety car at this stage of the race as well. Lap 18 out of 29, going to be a great race all the way till the end. And it's been a good season opening race so far here at Australia. A lot of action, lots of overtaking going on. So it's been one of those races that you would expect in one hub. They're always thrilling, and we've had a good one so far, and I think it's going to get better and better with a lot of drivers making overtakes, because you have soft drivers scattered across the field. You have drivers with mediums, you have drivers with hards as well, some of them. So looking interesting as we see Jordan now diving into the pits, possibly to get rid of those hard compounds of tyres as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is one driver that's a bit of an outlier in this race at the moment, and it's going to cause a few issues to the guys in behind him. And that's Waits up in P6 at the moment.
Yeah.
He's on 11 lap old medium tyres.
Yeah, so he's going to be slowing them all up, and you're going to see Tristan on the restart, probably already alongside him, and wanting the line to come as soon as possible so he can start making the move as well. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a headache for those drivers who are behind him, and they're going to want to try and get past him as soon as possible. So and possibly also Lukey maybe getting his way past on Akeslot could be something. So this restart's going to be interesting, with some drivers heading backwards, some drivers heading forwards, and a lot of action coming your way on this restart all the way till lap number 29, and the safety car should be diving it into the pits at the end of this lap.
Yeah, safety car should be in at the end of this lap right here, as Axlock is the man in P2, but will Axlock be able to challenge Red Matt? I mean, we haven't seen it so far in this race. Anyone really be able to challenge Red Matt's pace around here? So I don't know. I mean, you got Lukey and Rami up here on the set of soft tires. Are they able to compete? Time will tell. But for the likes of Tristan, Brea, obviously Lawrence as well, and Waitsy, Cam came on, they need to get past Wace as quickly as possible, because Wace is going to be the car that splits them away from the top five.
If they want any chance, they have to make the moves as soon as possible. But the question now remains: when does Red Matt try and take us back? Will Akeslot will he be able to keep second position? And will the drivers behind Waze be able to make the move as soon as possible as Red Matt takes us back?
Yeah, Red Matt has gone again, the same position as where he went the last time, but this time he's caught Axel a little bit napping it. 9 tenths the gap already between the two of them, as Lukey closes in on the Red Bull in front. Not going to look for movement in turn 1, but a good run here could open things up in towards turn number 3, as Lukey's into the slipstream, not using the amount of ERS he would need to get this move done. So more than happy to sit in behind, and there we go already. Red Matt a second clear, as Lawrence and Waitsy there battling out, as we saw Brea and Tristan there going side by side momentarily, as well as we got a bit of a lag spike going on, as Red Matt's left the session. Oh!
Red Matt has left the session, so he's clearly had some issues. These guys still are not able to get past Waze, and it's causing all sort of issues, and they've disconnected from the pack, as now we see Lukey trying to get past Akeslot, and this will be for the leader of the Grand Prix once they get past Red Matt, who's had some issues, as Tristan does make his way through on Waze.
Yeah, as Lukey has a look down the inside in towards turn number 11, not going to think about that one this time around. Red Matt needs to rejoin the lobby as soon as possible, because I mean, Red Matt, 100%, like with the way he's doing today, like deserves to win this race, but I would hate for it to get taken away from him for the simple fact that the connection just wasn't there for him. But here comes Lukey, now getting through on Axlock down the inside into towards turn number 1, and will overtake the ghosted AI car of Red Matt. Heartbreak for the Haas driver as he falls down through the field, and it's not ideal for Red Matt, but the conditions over here right now in the UK in terms of the weather is plaguing a lot of people, and maybe Red Matt's been plagued by that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that is absolutely gutting for him. Not what he deserves. The drive he's put in today will go unrewarded for him with victory, but let's see how quickly he can get back in to hopefully still some solid points as well, as you see. Justin trying to get past Waitsy. Is he going to go all the way around the outside, and Waitsy's going to back out and allow that move to happen?
But
yeah,
except for Waitsy as he's trying to come back at Justin here. Not going to be close enough to go for a move, but Waitsy starting to look a little bit threatening on the back of that Mercedes.
definitely is. And Justin with a penalty. So does Cam K-Mum, as Tristan now is going to get past the ghost of Red Matt. And we'll see if he can do anything to try get past the drivers ahead. Ali B does have a time penalty, do remember that one as well. But Ramit now, let's see if he's going to be able to get past Axelok, who's doing a good job right now to stay on the back of Lukey to still give himself a good chance of victory right now. So he's doing well, and he's going to have to maintain inside the 1 second, and it can really come down to the last lap between these drivers. So it's going to be an interesting one all the way till the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Axelok needs to stay within DRS range of Lukey here, and he is doing a very good job in doing that, as Ramif needs to try and get through on Axelok as well. But it could also be a case of Ramif chilling in behind, making sure he has better battery at the moment, and just timing the overtake. I mean, that's what McLaren will be looking to do, just time it to the best of his ability. As here goes Axelok now around the outside, on board with Ramif's POV, as Axelok there clean around the outside of Lukey. Up into the race seat goes Axelok once again.
Yeah, great stuff by Axelok. So he's taken P1. Ramit right on the back as well right now of this, as we are going to probably see, as we have 4 cars now in this train right now for the race lead as well. And it's going to be Axelok up against Lukey and Ramit, who are both on the soft compound of tyres, and then Ali B right at the back, but he does have a penalty, unfortunately, to his name, as Cam Kimmer makes the move on Justin, who will try fight back.
Yeah, Justin got caught a little bit napping into turn 1 there, as Cam K able to make that move, a very easy move for Cam K in the end. But coming back at him in turn 3, Justin down the inside, job done for the Mercedes driver, as you got Waitsy in behind, just lurking, just waiting, as you got Quinn and obviously Jordan getting through on the ghost of Red Matt. Heartbreaking for the Haas driver. Definitely probably would have won this race unless he made a personal mistake himself. He got taken out, not of his own doing here tonight, and definitely if he's unable to get back in, it's a heartbreaking end to the race now for the Red Man.
Yes, absolutely heartbreaking for him. Did nothing wrong, and he probably won't even get rewarded with points as well. So that is going to be unfortunate for him now, as we make our way down the straight once more onto lap number 24. Lukey now in the lead, Ixlock in second, Ramit in third, Ali B just sitting behind. As we already mentioned, he does have a penalty though, so that's going to affect him in this race. Battle raging on for fifth, and it involves Bera and Tristan, who right now also have Lawrence there for company, and Cam K-Mum and Justin continue with their battle as well. And Bera and Tristan, right now this battle is going to be for P4 as it stands, because these guys will capitalize on the penalty for Ali B.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for Vera and Tristan right now, staying within that 3-second window of Ali B is going to be so crucial for him. But speaking of Ali B was actually pushing Rameth right there, as Lukey and Axel there were side by side on the approach into turn 9. The top 4 starting to get a little bit elbows out, and here goes Rameth now. Ooh. Around the outside of Lukey, up into P2 goes the McLaren, and with the ERS that Rameth has here, potentially could be a race winning position for the McLaren driver.
Yes, definitely could be as well. Red Matt is asking for an invite, so I'm going to quickly try sort that out and let you continue with the commentary as we go on to lap number 25.
Yeah, absolutely. While you do that, we'll stay on board with this action for the race lead, as we got Ramif now in DRS range, not getting the best of runs through turns 1 and 2, so not going to be close enough in towards turn number 3 to get the move done. Lukey was closing up to the back of Ramif quite considerably there, Ali B currently in 4th, and that is not what Tristan wanted there. A 3-second time penalty for Tristan. Lawrence gets through up in the P6 goes the Alfa Romeo. As now we're starting to get an interesting situation where Waitsy down in 9th should be able to jump himself up into P6, potentially P5 if Ali B loses any more time. But I think Ali B Ali B's actually outside that 3-second window. So yeah, should jump himself up into P6 as it currently stands. But you never know if Ali B could pick up another 3-second time penalty. In fact, his teammate Lawrence does have a 6-second time penalty. So Lawrence here with 6 seconds to his name. Ali B with 3. So Lawrence right now going to lose out massively with the penalties he's got. Back up
Yep,
towards
absolutely. And I've sent Red Matt invites. Hopefully he should be able to get in any second.
Yeah, but it's heartbreaking for Red Matt. I mean, look at that. He's 20 seconds off the back of the field. And it's heartbreaking for the Haas driver. Absolutely heartbreaking. We're on board though with Ramif, who in position right now to try and take a race win. Has the ERS to really attack Axlock here, but not willing to use it as of yet. In fact, he's even using the DRS as well. He's just allowing Axlock to hold the race lead for the time being.
Yep, allowing him right now. So mind game's coming into play. So he probably wants to maybe go down to this part of the lap in second position and try and make the move. Talking about moves. Oh, as Justin's out and Tristan's gone round as well, and safety car is out.
The safety car is out, and do you know what? Right? I was just saying I felt heartbreak there for Red Matt, but now Red Matt can maybe get himself back in and maybe get some positions and try to get some tail end points in the points pin position. Of course,
he's into the pit lane.
See as Lukey into the pits. The only 2 have gone into the pits. Red Matt 3-second time penalty, as I believe Red Matt now is taking control of his car, and I think Tristan has a bit of damage.
Yeah, he was obviously involved in it, and he's round again.
Tristan around losing countless positions here, and what we have now is a very interesting end of the race. Safety car is not going to be out long. It should be in. I believe it should be in the end of this lap.
Yeah.
So I mean, the safety car has come out. It's not going to be a long-winded one. It's going to be very quick and straight back into it, and we're going to see what happens here. Of course, it's going to be a difficult one, and it's going to be a difficult one to call. Absolutely. Safety car is in this lap, and we are going to see who is going to come out on top here. So Axlock right now 9-lap old mediums, Ramif on 9-lap old soft tyres, Ali B in third with a 3-second time penalty, 9-lap old mediums, Bra in P4, 9-lap old soft tyres, Lawrence in P5 with 6 seconds of time penalties, and obviously 9-lap old mediums. 9-lap old mediums for soft tyres for Waitsy in P6, 8-lap old soft tyres for Jordan in P7, fresh sauce for Lukey in P8, 9-lap old mediums for Funky, and of course 9-lap old soft tyres for Tristan in P9 and P10 near the Aston Martins, and of course the remainder of the field on fresh soft tyres as we are back racing once again. Axlock going out of the final corner. Might not have worked out too well for Axlock, as Lukey looks like he's already trying to make an overtake happen here on Jordan down in towards turn number 1. The Scuderia Ferrari down the inside, job done there And I would imagine Waitsy will probably move over and allow his teammate to go, as Waitsy's actually down the inside of Lawrence here. So scratch that. Waitsy's looking to make an overtake happen. But look at this now, as Lukey's going to go all the way on the outside of turn 4. Gets the move done. Lukey up into P6 now. And with his teammate in front of him, his teammate probably will get out of the way. Lukey could be on for a podium here.
Yeah, he definitely can be on for a podium. There will be no DRS at all, as we're going to see Lukey make the move. There's going to be no DRS on these last laps, so the drivers do have to make the move just with their ERS as well. You can see Ramit all over the back of Axelok as they make their way now onto the straight. Bit of ERS being used by Ramit. He's going to have to be glued up onto the back, because remember, he will not have DRS going onto the last lap. And here we go then, on the penultimate lap of the race. Crucial corners for Ramit then. He needs to stay onto the back of Axelok and try to pull this move off.
Yeah, as I believe Tristan gone around down towards the back. I think we saw Kamke getting through on Funky as well for P9 in the midfield as well. But we have to stay on board with what is going on at the front as we begin the final lap of the race. Lukey almost in position to maybe try and get an overtake down. Oh, that's Ali B getting a little bit wide. Oh, contact as move to avoid Ali B. Little bit of contact there with Lukey, and Lukey has been hit into the wall, as you got Lawrence and Jordan there side by side. Kamke sneaking through, and Kamke getting squeezed to the edge of the track here. Wace has left the session as he's out of the session. Heartbreak there for the Welshman, and it has got a little bit scrappy here in the end. Right now it's a double McLaren podium as it currently stands. I think though Lukey will be potentially putting in a report on that with what happened there, as Axelok covers the inside in towards turn 9. But look how close Ramif is now underneath the rear wing of Axelok as they run down in towards turn number 11. Ramif down the inside of Axelok, bit of contact wheel to wheel, and Axelok onto the gravel, and that's Bra through. And Axelok goes on first to third there as we come through. The final 2 corners for the final time here tonight is going to be Ramith coming down the final corner to take victory here in round number 1 in Australia. Ramith takes victory. It's a McLaren 1-2 with NSX Bra in P2. Axel comes through in P3. Waitsy in P4. Lukey in P5. Jordan in P6. Ali B in P7 with Quinn getting P8. And then it's P9 and P10 for both of the Haas drivers, with Kamke Mum in P9 and Redmat in P10. Lawrence in 11th, Ghost in 12th, and then of course we've got the 2 Aston Martins of Funky and Tristan, who's about to come around the final corner now is Tristan. And yeah, unfortunately it just did not happen for the Aston Martins in the end. In fact, Tristan losing the back end, not ideal there for Tristan across the line. Of course, points go down to 12th place, of course, and it is McLaren taking away, as it currently stands, 37 points in the Constructors' Championship.
Wow, absolutely frantic. We expected it to be chaotic on the last lap. It absolutely was, and it was chaos on the whole safety car restart. Lukey picking up some damage at the end, of course, with that little hit right at the end. He tried to move up to the podium. Unfortunately, it wasn't for him, and he's going to finish in 5th. But this is all provisional. There's still things that can be changed, and also steward reports and all that. So definitely provisional, and we'll obviously update you next time out on any changes. But here are your provisional results.
Yeah, absolutely. But that man on the top step of the podium, calm, cool race there from Ramif. Was just in the right place at the right time and had the right strategy. Unfortunately for Axelok, losing out on the race win or falling down to P2, not ideal there for him. But we'll run you through the order one more time. It is, of course, Ramif who takes the victory ahead of Brenner in 2nd place. Axelok in P3 with Waitsy in P4. Lukey in P5 with Jordan in P6. Ali B in P7 with Quinn in P8. P9 goes the way of Kamke Mum, and with the fastest lap it is a Red Matt who finishes the race in P10. Then of course we got Lawrence in P11 and Ghost 72 UK picks up that final point paying position in P12. And of course outside the points we had Funky and Tristan, the last of the finishers. Then our non-finishers here tonight were of course Wace, Justin, Cam Rules, Donut and Thomas in this race. And honestly, it got a little bit scrappy towards the end. The elbows were out indefinitely between all these drivers, but Ramef there with a fantastic race win. And honestly, like we pick our driver of the days, and my driver of the day is going to a man that finished in P10, because I'm not gonna lie, he drove absolutely fantastic, and if he didn't get disconnected, I think he would have won that race. And my driver of the day is going to go to Red Matt, and I do have a question for Red Matt as well. Is where did that pace come from here in Australia? Like a huge gap at the front, and there was no one there could really match your pace. Do you think you'll be able to continue this on throughout the season? Obviously minus the connection issues, obviously, but that would be my question. Like a very strong pace here tonight, and does he think you'll be able to carry on throughout the rest of the season? Who is your driver of the day, Omi?
Definitely is a bit of a hard one, but I'm going to give it to Axelok, actually, who finished in third position. I need to have a think of the question I'm going to ask him as well. Finished, of course, in third, and was obviously up there for a lot of the race as well. But the question that I am going to ask him is, did he think that he would did he think he would have had the pace that he had today, and did he think that he was going to get on the podium, or does he think that he could have done a bit better and taken the race victory?
Very interesting. So we'll have to wait and see what the drivers will say about that. But before we wrap things up here tonight, let's of course look at the calendar. Of course, round number 1 was tonight, and of course it was Australia. Round number 2 next week is the first sprint race of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, we head to the Shanghai International Circuit for round number 2 in China next week, and that's going to be an interesting one in China as well.
Yeah.
And it's a track that does provide a lot of overtaking opportunities, but also provides a lot of issues if you get your setup wrong. Obviously, the final corner at China, I mean, I absolutely despise that corner. I DNF'd it so many times in the past, but that's going to be a key area as well. Obviously, you got the snail corners as well. It's all about getting the right lines through there. It's definitely going to be one of those circuits where I think none of the drivers are going to really like it, but if you can stay consistent, you're going to be looking at a very good result.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the sprints now as well, we do have obviously all of the reverse grid, so it's going to be really exciting as well to see how all of that does play out.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, a massive thank you to our sponsors at Next Level Racing, and of course at Aztec, and of course with Pure Sim Gear. And of course on top of that, we also like to shout out our partners in Vespertwin, to Elite Racing Team ERT, as well as Sim Grid. And of course next week we'll be bringing you the standings on Sim Grid as well as it was last season. But with that brings an end to round number 1 here in Australia. It was a McLaren 1-2. It was a Red Bull of Axlock on the podium. It was heartbreak for Red Matt, who disconnected from the session where he absolutely had the pace to win it all. And it was a bit of controversy at the end with Lukey getting hit into the wall there. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the stewarding office. But as it is right now, we do have P1 going on Twitch right now. Of course, Jess and Max taking you through the action in P1. Make sure you guys jumping over to the Twitch channel and show your support over there. But until then, guys, I have been Michael Edwards. He has been Omnicoms, and we'll catch you next week for round number 2 in Shanghai. Until then, guys, goodbye.